Okay, so as you can see, first things first, we're gonna have to get these 15mm bolts off of the sway bar so we can get it off of the frame rail. We're gonna have to swing that down out of our way to give ourselves room to put in our steering box stabilizer. As you can see here, got our parts list and tools. We got everything laid out here. Just trying to have it make it easier to where everything's laid out, ready to go, so we can get this puppy put on. So here we go. Okay, so like I said, here's our sway bar mounting points. Got 15mm bolt on each side, 2 down here, 2 down here. All we gotta do is zip those things off, and we'll swing this thing out of the way. Now we've got the sway bar mounting hardware off. The sway bar is swung down here out of the way, and it's given us a really nice look at our oil pan here. Does not look great. However, it's been sitting forever, so give it a break. The next thing we got to do is we're gonna have to get this nut off of the steering gear so we can get this pitman arm loose so we can make room for our sector shaft nut. Okay, so like I said, we're gonna have to get this sector shaft bolt off of here and the lock washer to make room for our new sector shaft bolt that's gonna slip up through here into the steering gear. It is 1 5/16 inches. We're gonna have to get that taken out of there and the lock washer, and probably clean that up a little bit because, as you can imagine, it's probably looking pretty rough. 1 5/16 inches. We're gonna have to get a big socket for that. We'll try to get that knocked off, and boy, look at the bushings on this. That's just gonna have to be another thing that's added to the list. Okay, so against all odds, I managed to get this off and loose. So I threaded it back on here so you can kind of see how it was chewed up. I had to get an extra long, extra deep socket to make this work, and it was such a pain. I didn't think I was ever gonna get this thing off. In fact, the socket didn't even really work. I had to put a crescent wrench on there and slowly take my time and not just strip this thing off, because I don't think it was ever gonna come off. But managed to get it off. I'm gonna wire wheel this, kind of clean this up, and get our new sector shaft bolt ready to slip on here and get it going. We've got the steering box stabilizer on there. It's all mounted up. We got our sway bar end links on there as well. It all really came together really nice, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. Like I said, it really tightened the steering up quite a bit. The truck never had a death wobble, but with this, I don't see us having that issue. I mean, this is supposed to stop that, and maybe the wander and the looseness that was in the steering before is gone. I can honestly say the steering box stabilizer really has changed this truck up quite a bit, given the miles, how long it's sat, just normal wear and tear. As you can see, that's the last place I parked it. Tried to move it, didn't work. We've had 11 feet of snow, and it seems like 50 inches of raining, and it just never seems to stop. So, but anyway, steering box stabilizer bar, it went on. I had a couple snags, but that's to be expected on, projects. But got it installed. Everything went smooth, and every time I've drove the truck since, it's gone really, really well. The truck used to have like a little bit of a wander, and like most of these old trucks, especially one that's sat for this long, it's got like a loose steering wheel. It feels like it feels like a log wagon. And now that that's on here, it's not even the same truck. So I'm super happy with how that went. Huge thanks to BD for getting us hooked up with that and getting it on the truck. And I'm just super happy with how this whole thing turned out. dually project has really come a long way, and I'm just happy with how it's turned out. And I'm excited to see what else we can do with this thing in the future. It's we're not quite to spring yet. It's almost daylight savings time, but we're getting there. I'm excited for race season. Get a trailer behind this thing. Let's use it, and who knows what'll happen next, right? The first biggest major thing that we did was put a set of wheels and tires on the truck, which obviously made it look completely different. And it doesn't look good now because it's buried in the mud still, because it snowed a while back, and it just, snow, rain, everything, it just won't stop. But as you can see, spring is approaching. We've got the trailer back here. As soon as I figure this out, it's ready. Matter of fact, I've already got the my little truck out, getting it some sun, trying to make sure it's all prepared so we can take that thing racing this summer, which is exactly why I wanted to hurry up and get this bad girl finished up. Yeah, so we got our steering box stabilizer put on there. We got our Screamer turbocharger installed, a new fresh manifold. The truck just, it absolutely rips. I've got some tuning for it. I got an Edge Juice with Attitude. Jacob over at Holly set us up with that. I think we're gonna do a video of that, installing that as well. They've just been waiting on weather. Like, I don't have a nice warm garage to be able to go and do all this stuff in, so building up the courage to go outside whenever it's 5 degrees Fahrenheit it's just not there. So, but now it's finally starting to be a little bit better weather. Hopefully we can do some more. Like I said, I want to take this thing out. I need to get the windows tinted on it. It needs a really good bath. It just needs to be gone over and just make sure everything's 100% before we hook the trailer to it and go racing. So huge shout out to BD Diesel for hooking it up. Man, the truck, it drove like hell. It wasn't that great. Now I'm excited to drive it, right? So just piece by piece, we're putting this thing back together, and it's gonna be a fun ripper. It's already a fun ripper. Anyway, big shout out to BD for hooking it up. Edge, I'm excited to put that on there. I'm gonna have to get up with our boys over at South Bend too, because the clutch is not looking so good. Stock power, just putting that Screamer on there, it virtually doesn't like to even go in any gear. So we're gonna have to get a clutch for it. We're gonna have to get the four-wheel drive fixed up, obviously. There's a few odd and end things that I want to get done, but we're getting there. This summer should be fun. Stay tuned. I want to do some more videos of this thing with the trailer, with the Ranger on it, going to the racetrack, doing some recaps of that. So I guess I'll catch you guys then. See ya.